Welcome to the Anjana Sudya Academy Saturday morning Srimad Bhagavatam workshop, and this is 2020 June 13th. So I guess we'll start. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari. Gopi Janabalaba Girivaradari. Gopi Janabalaba Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vana Chari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari. Gopi Janabalaba Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vana Chari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari. Shri Radha Madhava Astasaki Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Chandra Daya Mandir Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaya. Om Bhagavate Vaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya will be our chief.
I can do it. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj can do it if you want.
Okay. Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Naram Chaiva Narotamam.
Naram Chaiva Narotamam.
Devam Sarasvatim Vyasam.
Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayam Udirayat.
Tatoyayam Udirayet.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we're looking at verse number 122, which is the next to the last verse in the 22nd chapter. Now, and it's easy to remember because it's 1 and 1.1 is 11, 22. 1, 22. And it's after talking with the Sutta Goswami and asking their questions, Shonaka Rishi finishes by saying, Twamna sandarshito dhatra dushtaram nishtitirshatam kalim sattvam harim pumsam karnadara ivarnavam. Okay. So please repeat. Twam na sandarshito dhatra Twamna sandarshito dhatra Sandarshito Datra. Twamna sandarshito datra.
Twamna sandarshito datra.
Twamna sandarshito datra.
Twamna sandarshito datra.
Dushtaram.
Dushtaram.
Nistiti.
Nistitir.
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 Satam.
Satam.
Nistitir shatam.
Nistitir satam.
Dustaram.
Dushtaram.
Nistitir shatam.
Nistitir satam.
Dustaram nistitir shatam.
Dushtaram nistitir satam.
Kalim sattva.
Kalim sattva.
Haram pumsam.
Haram pumsam.
Karnadhara.
Karnadara.
Ivarnam.
Ivarnavam.
Twamna sandarshito dhatra.
Twamna sandarshito datra.
Dushtaram nistitir shatam.
Dushtaram nistitir shatam.
Kalim sattva haram pumsam.
Kalim sattva haram pumsam.
Karnadara ivarnavam.
Karnadara ivarnavam.
Karnadara ivarnavam.
Karnadara ivarnavam. Twamna sandarshito datra.
Twamna sandarshito datra.
Dushtaram nistitir shatam.
Dushtitam nistitir shatam.
Kalim sattva haram pumsam.
Kalim sattva haram pumsam.
Karnadara ivarnavam.
Karnadara ivarnavam. Somebody else like to chant? Somebody from North America first? United States. Okay. North America includes Mexico. Somebody from the United States or Canada first? Or Jamaica? Or British Guyana?
Vamna sandarshito dhatra.
Mamnaha sandarshito datra.
Dustaram nistitir shatam.
Dushtaram nistitir shatam.
Kalim sattva haram pumsam.
Kalim sattva haram pumsam.
Karnadhara ivarnavam.
Karnadara ivarnavam. So they say, Twam.
Twam.
Your goodness.
Your goodness.
Naha.
Naha.
Unto us.
Unto us.
Sandarshitaha.
Sandarshitaha.
Maybe this is related to darshan, like seeing, experiencing, and san means together or complete. Meeting.
Meeting.
Dhatra.
Tatra.
By providence.
By providence.
Dushtaram.
Dushtaram.
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable.
Nishtatir shatam.
Nishtitir shatam.
For those desiring to cross over.
For those desiring to cross over.
Kalim.
Kalim.
In the age of Kali.
The age of Kali.
Sattva haram.
Sattva haram.
That which deteriorates the good qualities.
That which deteriorates the good qualities.
Pumsam.
Pumsam.
Of a man.
Of a man.
Karnadhara.
Karnadhara.
Capitano.
Captain.
Eva.
Eva.
As. Arnavam.
Arnavam.
Ocean.
The ocean.
Twanna sandarshito dhatra. Dushtaram nishtitir shatam. Kalim sattva haram pumsam. Karnadara Ivarnamam. Of course, this is a nice verse to know by memory. And if you don't know it by memory, then maybe you can, if you can repeat it from memory, repeat it from just from hearing it, without having to see it written. Somebody is chanting it, and you can repeat it without seeing it written. Different levels, or at least memorizing the first part of it. Translation by Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
We think the sages of Naimisharanya, headed by Shunaka Rishi, that we have met your goodness, Sutta Goswami, by the will of providence, just so that we may accept you as a captain of the ship for those who desire to cross the difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates all the good qualities of a human being. So maybe this is like people in other countries are seeing somebody come back from the North American or the Pan American Symposium on Shastra education, and they want to hear what was spoken about. Prabhupada says, the age of Kali is very dangerous for the human being. Human life is simply meant for self-realization. But due to this dangerous age, men have completely forgotten the aim of life. Yes, in this age, the lifespan will gradually decrease, will gradually lose memory, finer strength, and better qualities. The anomalies of this age is given in the 12th canto of this work. And so this age is very difficult for those who want to utilize this life for self-realization. In the Peter book Mahabharata, there's Yudhishthira is describing what he sees like that, and it's just wonderful, so nice, so intense, tense, women making love with open mouths like greedy prostitutes, men reduced to small stature, becomes fire, destroying everything, and then 1,000 years of water, and then quiet. That's very, the people are so busy. Okay, it says we are experiencing difficulties with your audio conference. Audio connection restored. Okay, you can see the screen now, right? Can you see our screen now?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
You see the verse, right? The people?
Yeah.
Okay. The people are so busy. Okay. Oh, yeah. And so this age is very difficult for those who want to utilize this life for self-realization. It's very difficult. Use this life for self-realization. The people are so busy with sense gratification that they completely forget about self-realization. Out of madness, they frankly say that there is no need for self-realization because they do not realize that this life is but a moment on our great journey towards self-realization. Wow, it's going to take a long time, it appears. But why not? The whole system of education is geared to sense gratification, and if a learned man thinks it over, he sees that the children of this age are being intentionally sent to the slaughterhouses of so-called education. Wow. Education is so pervasive. ISKCON Ministry of Education, ki jai. Learned men, therefore, must be cautious of this age. And if they at all want to cross over the dangerous ocean of Kali, they must follow in the footsteps of the sages of Naimisharanya and accept Sri Sutta Goswami or his bona fide representative as the captain of the ship. The ship is the message of Lord Sri Krishna in the shape of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Hey, what a wonderful verse. Very appropriate for many very specific audiences like the Sunday feast or something. So actually we had a PowerPoint show for last night, but our voice was just finally annihilated. We're really learning how to use an old machine. For example, the building we're living in, the front porch is falling apart. The building is falling apart. The carpets are falling apart. The building is sinking on one side. It's a trailer, old one of these permanently fixed trailers. So that you have the doors, the walls are twisting, and the doors, you've got to hit them hard to get them to close. 2 of our heaters have broken down, but we took them apart. and short-circuited different things. And so now we can't turn our heater on in the bathroom. We can't adjust the temperature, but we can plug it in when we go in there. But we don't get, that's good. When I was a child, we used everything until it was finished. We would mend your socks, sew up the holes, everything else. That's the way it should be. Throwing everything away. No, we're servants. It's the same way. We should use this body until it's finished. And feel very satisfied. I used all that, everything that Krishna gave me, I used it nicely. If our eyes are falling apart, we should put more pressure on our ears. If our legs are falling apart, we should put more pressure on our back. And get the whole thing to go out nicely, for Krishna. Yeah. So we did a PowerPoint show yesterday for we looked at our Bhaktivedanta library because we lose perspective in the middle of this. We haven't got a real good integration with the Ministry of Education, the Board of Examiners, nor anybody else for that matter. Very, very few, probably just like you. One GBC sannyasi guru told me that as far as he could tell, this was a few months ago, ISKCON is a loose collection of guru cults. And he was guru. Everything else. Yeah. He may be being a little sarcastic, also being involved in administration. Yeah. But how to develop our Sangha as associates, our guru cults, and then how to expand them into an institution, and it's quite an accomplishment if we can do this for Krishna. So Anjana Sudha Academy, we're going to do our part. We have our guru cult. Our guru is Prabhupada. Okay. So if that's the guru cult, we're all doing okay. And if any other gurus we have, they are directing us towards, except Prabhupada as the leader of this guru cult, we're okay. Everything is going to be okay. You see our first slide here?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Do you like it?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. And the statement that you made is very, very powerful. Last few sentences that you said. So I have a question at the end.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's a long time to do these PowerPoint shows. I have a collection of graphics now, images like that. And just like if you start collecting how to draw a pig, a cow, how to do lettering, and we're preaching on the street. You learn how to deal with this kind of person, how to answer a question, So we collect a big box of abilities. So this is the Bhaktivedanta library. Of course, we've been doing it for some time. It says we are experiencing difficulties with the audio conference, which probably means it's disappeared. Okay. So can you see our second slide here?
Not yet, but Sugopi told me privately that Gandharva Prabhu is chief guest. Sorry, Prabhu.
What happened? Cheesecake?
Sugopi is telling me privately that I shouldn't speak. Gandharva Prabhu is the chief guest.
Okay, Gandharva. Okay, Gandharva, are you there? Hello, Gandharva.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. It's okay.
Okay, no, I'm sorry.
Srinivas Prabhu is the official chef guest.
Once we're on the roller coaster, on the roller coaster, we can't get off. You're the chief goose.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Do you see the slide?
Yes, I do.
What do you see?
I see George Hardy, University of California.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Srinivasacharya, what do you see?
I see Sanskrit text that I'm trying to figure out. The letters.
Okay, sit down. Sugopi, Mitravinda, what do you see? Mitravinda Devidasi, are you there or are you cooking? Okay, I guess I'll go back to Gandharva. What you say is you're supposed to say, I see the eyeball, like that.
I see yes, like Arjuna. Yes.
Yeah, see the eye. Yeah. This is Sanskrit. So we're starting off here with Sanskrit, which is very universal. We can talk to a lot of people on this basis about the Bhaktivedanta library. We can talk to Ramdev Idari, who's promoting Sanskrit-centric education. And then from Professor George L. Hart, University of California. He wrote a book called A Rapid Sanskrit Method. It was published by Motilal Banarsidass, Delhi, 1989. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gandharva, tell us when you can see the next screen. So we'll go ahead and hope it arrives. Okay. So then we have here a citation from the preface to A Rapid Sanskrit Method. Okay. He says, Sanskrit, is like Chinese, okay, Arabic, Greek, and Latin, one of the few languages which has been a carrier of a culture over a long period of time. Thus, the variety of writings in it. Somebody's microphone is open there. They got it.
I muted, Guru Maharaj.
Okay. Okay. Thus, the variety of writings in it and the quantity of those writings are staggering. An incomplete list of the subjects treated in Sanskrit, usually with great prolixity, is as follows. So he mentions this. I don't know if I included it in the citation, but there's an index, a bibliography of all known ancient Sanskrit works called the Catalogus Catalogorum. And I think different universities were maintaining it, but the University of Madras, I think, was very simple. So when it was last published, it included over 140,000, Sanskrit works. And I mentioned this to Dr. Samaresh, and he laughed, and he said at Hindu Varanasi University alone, there are over 100,000 uncatalogued, manuscripts that they're trying to keep preserved, but you can't do it forever. So it requires people to go through all these things, look at them, and then to write them, edit them, move them forward, eliminate them. And he said some of them are just so interesting, even from like an ordinary point of view. There's one work, as you remember, he said he was one diwan, like the chief counselor of one king, who was in northern India in the 4th century or something like this, who was sent to travel here and there, and he kept a diary, So something like that. So how it's so interesting. The guy was so observant, and it's like a window on the culture, thousands and thousands of years ago. Thousands of years, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So an incomplete list of subjects treated in Sanskrit, usually with great prolixity, is as follows: the 4 Vedas, the Brahmanas and Aranyakas, the Upanishads, grammar, epic Puranic literature, including 18 major Puranas, 18 minor Puranas, and hundreds of Sthala Puranas. The Sthala Puranas are about specific places, I think. Okay. And we're going to the next slide. How are the slides advancing, Gandharva?
A little bit slow, Guru Maharaj.
Okay. It'd be faster for others because you're.
Yes.
Under.
Now I start to see it.
Okay, because you're in the land down under.
I can see it.
What do you see?
I see. The
eyeball.
Yes, the eyeball.
I think it's Madhavendra Puri, our great Paramacharya. He's holding up 2 fingers like that to talk about, I think, whatever it is.
Yes.
Purified dualism, his philosophy or something, Yeah. Okay. He's got his puja tray, his books. And also, he's saying, we find works on medicine, logic, astronomy, astrology, mathematics, law books, architecture, music, etc. On most of these subjects, there is an immense literature still extant. Indeed, a rough estimate of the works which will be listed in the new Catalogus Catalogorium yields a total of about 160,000 works, many so difficult that would take years of study to properly understand them. Sanskrit does have its share of great writers. Kalidas ranks with the greatest poets. Panini is without question the greatest pre-modern grammarian. Yeah. The Mahabharata ranks with the Iliad and Odyssey, and the Bhagavad Purana is among the finest works of devotion ever written, being equaled, in my opinion, only by other works in Indian languages. Okay, so we can see then that this Bhagavad Purana is of tremendous value, even according to ordinary Indologists and scholars. Of course, we can go on talking about this more and more. And Radhika Raman Das and Krishna Kshetra Swami, Ravi Gupta and Kenneth something or other, they have their beautiful book summary from where it is, not from Cambridge, someplace university on the East Coast, big press. And it's a very nice handbook. They did a beautiful job of an academic summary with so many scholarly prefaces and introductions and comments like that. So we're in a very, very good position now with this press from, was it Cambridge? Not Cambridge, it's maybe Cornell Press, but it's definitely, totally accepted authoritative press now. And that's going to be a standard textbook, for maybe next, many years. So there are so many resources now available to introduce scholars and people like that, people who trust scholars, to the Srimad Bhagavatam and to the Bhaktivedanta library. Okay? So now we go to the Bhaktivedanta library. And the first thing we have is Shruti, that which is directly heard from the Supreme Lord, from transcendence. And this includes the Vedas and the Upanishads. Now, of course, this includes the vast, range of Vedic literatures. But the only thing we have from Srila Prabhupada, which is Shruti, Gandharva, what do we have from Srila Prabhupada, which is Shruti?
Excuse me, Guru Maharaj?
What do we have from Srila Prabhupada, which is Shruti?
Maybe all his texts.
Nope, they're Smriti. They are things that are digested and contemplated by the sages. Isopanishad, okay, and it's a part of the Yajurveda. Every Veda has Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. Rig Veda, Ajurveda, Atharva Veda, Gandharva Veda. No, not Gandharva Veda, whatever it is. So, Isopanishad is actually Shruti. And people who are very strict, they accept it. And it's not a lightweight Upanishad. It's actually one of the principal, 8 Upanishads. And of course, we should know this. Om Purnam Madaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Madaya Purnameva Vashishyate Ishabhasham Idam Sarvam Yakincha Jagayam Jagat Tena Tiyak Tena Bunjitaha Magirda Kashyasvidanam Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukam Twatram Pusham Mapavrenu Satya Dharma Yadrishyate Om Purnam Madaha Purnamidam. So we should know these very well. Text number invocation, text number 1, text number 15, which matches very well with 15:15 from the from the Bhagavad Gita, Vidaischa Sarvera Hameva Vejo, which matches very well with 112 of the 112. I think it's 112. It'd be 113, 113 of the Katha Upanishad. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanash Chaitananam. I have to look it up. Maybe it's 1113 because it's 2213. Yeah, probably more 2213 because it's double trouble for the Mayavadis. Okay, so we have a very good basis again. We have a basis in Sanskrit literature, modern Indology taking us to the Bhagavad literature. We have a very, very good basis within that to support our case with the Isopanishad. And I think really it's the main reason Prabhupada did it, because he says these things are so much better explained in Bhagavad Gita, other things. Okay. Then we have next the Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita. This is a part of which book? Gandharva Das.
Mahabharata, Guru Maharaj.
How many verses in this book?
In this book, 18,000, almost.
No, Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, 700.
How many verses in the Mahabharata?
110,000 or 18,000, something like that.
Close enough. we won't count it today. Okay. So what's it? Trion, Prestan, Trion. 3 sources are accepted as authoritative by most Vedic scholars: Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, and Vedanta Sutra. If you can establish your case on this basis, then it's very solid. So this is like your doctorate thesis. Prabhupada dedicates his Bhagavad Gita to who? Gandharva.
Rupa Goswami.
No, Bhagavad Gita. He dedicates to Baladev Vidyabhushan.
Baladeva Vidyabhushan. Yeah. Yes.
Who so nicely explained the Govinda Bhasya.
Yes.
So Govinda Bhasya is our commentary on Vedanta Sutra from our tradition, like that. Yeah. There's a Paribhata Bhasya for Nimbarka Swami, Sairakya Bhasya for Mayavadis. Yeah, okay. So we have the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and now we have a commentary on Vedanta Sutra, probably established on the basis of Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad also. It's like a PhD thesis. You've got to exhaust the materials and establish your interpretation of Vedanta. Okay, but Bhagavad Gita is the ABC. It's the preliminary. Next thing we have from Prabhupada is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the heart of the Bhaktivedanta library. Okay. Then we have Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is a Srimad Bhagavatam class. Yeah. But in the introduction to the Bhagavatam, what do we find in the introduction? You find a biography of
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
And Prabhupada says, Lord Chaitanya, the ideal preacher.
the ideal
preacher of Chaitanya of Srimad Bhagavatam. So really to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to learn it from a teacher. And Lord Chaitanya is the ideal teacher. And he's explained so nicely in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Wow. Yeah. So there it is. Lord Chaitanya is showing us. He says you have to become a madman like me to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Then we have Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is a summary of which canto?
10th.
Okay. Then we have Light of the Bhagavad, which is a summary of which chapter of the 10th canto?
I don't remember.
Anybody else know? Don't be shy. Don't be timid. Can be demure, but don't be timid. I think it's 25. Yeah. Okay. Then we have the life and teachings of Lord Chaitanya in Spanish, but not in English. And this is that little biography that we find in the introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam. In the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, which is an extract of 5 dialogues, philosophical dialogues, teachings to Sanatana Goswami, teachings to Rupa Goswami, teachings to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, teachings to Prakashananda Saraswati, and conversations with Ramananda Roy. So it's an incredible extract. And we have Nectar of Devotion, which is a summary of everything, and Nectar of Instruction, which is a summary of the Nectar of Devotion, which is a summary of the summary of everything. Then we have monographs, small books, letters, letter book, lectures on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, others, and room conversation. So there it is. That's beautiful, isn't it? Nice. Okay. We're consolidating now. I went over this. This is part of our American Bhagavad. This is the curriculum we're leaving for all the members of the Anjana Sudha Academy. Okay, so this is the Bhaktivedanta Library. Wow, so many books. When you're making this presentation, somebody is home in North America. They have many of the books many times. I mentioned this before. And you start bringing them out, putting them there in front of you. Put the Upanishad, put the Bhagavad Gita, put 36 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam, 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And it starts stacking up in the lecture books, the room conversation books, 35 volumes, you know. So we did this one time, and I said, as I mentioned many times, some people say that your guru, Prabhupada, didn't give you everything. So there's one kind of new boy there, and he said, thank God. Prabhupada says, even in 100 years, you cannot study all these books thoroughly. Nobody can take everything the spiritual master is offering, no disciple. I realized that not too long ago, the opposite side of it is that no spiritual master can teach everything he knows to his disciples. Otherwise, you're trying to force people. You can't. Yeah. Okay. So here's Hanuman going to Sita, going back to the BBT with a full set order. Yeah. So here we have the Bhaktivedanta library. Isopanishad, 1 volume, Bhagavad Gita, 1 volume, Srimad Bhagavatam 36, Chaitanya Charitamrita 7, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, 1 volume each. And the Krishna books actually, maybe 2 volumes. Light of the Bhagavat, Life of Lord Chaitanya, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Lectures 25 volumes, Letters 7 volumes, Conversation 32 volumes, for a grand total of 125 volumes of literature. Yeah. So it takes a professional author 2 years to do a book. You know, if he knows what he's doing, he got a contract, everything else, he's peaceful. 2 years to write the book, lay it out, design it, edit it, write it, rewrite it. Nobel laureate on literature, Albert Camus, said, unless you rewrite 6 times, you are a coward. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what, when you get it, you get something that's just easy to read, it's simple, it's interesting, and, you know, divided in things like that. And if you're an author, you appreciate, this is such a wonderful, I'm reading C.K. Chesterton right now, whatever, A.K. Chesterton, his Father Brown series, like that. This is how I keep them going mad sometimes. And this is Priest. And yeah, it's very nice. It's detective stories, but it's full of, you know, priestly instruction and everything else like that and so on. He said it's better to pray with common people than to go way up in the heights, you know, up in the mountains or on top of the church spires to pray, Father Brown says. He says, because when you're down praying in the valleys, praying with the people, you look up and you see great things. You know, the big mountains, the stars, the sun. He said, but when you go up at all these heights and you're looking down, you see little things like that. And many times when you're up in your ivory tower making big prayers to God alone, everybody looks so mean and small to you. Yeah, nice instructions. Okay, 125 books divided by 2 years or times 2 years would take 250 years for professional authors. Prabhupada did it all in 10 years. So therefore we can look at Prabhupada. He was equal to 25 professional Albert Camus, Chestertons, well, Carl Sandburg, Lope de Vega. I don't know Shakespeare. That's Shakespeare and Don Quixote and Cervantes. Yeah. I have an interesting graphic here. And little typewriters appearing. Okay, there's 5 typewriters, 10 typewriters, 15 typewriters, 20 typewriters, 25 typewriters. Yeah. So the Prabhupada was, even if you look at it this way, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, as a manifestation of the Bhagavat culture, was not an ordinary human being. So many different ways to realize this about Prabhupada, according to our particular service. Oh, but all the books are so repetitive. No, there's some repetition, yes. Any book is repetition. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, for example, there's a 10-page purport. Yeah. As I remember, it is a presentation of Sanatana Goswami's refutation of Sankaracharya's attempt in his Vedanta Sutta commentary to prove that the bodies of Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, and Sankarshan are material. It should be printed as a separate little volume with a proper introduction. There's so many things in Prabhupada's books like that should be extracted and made into standalone little pieces of literature for specific audiences. So much work to do. Okay. But Prabhupada says, but if you just chant Hare Krishna and take prasad, you will become perfect. No other thing needs to be done if you have the intelligence of a monkey. Okay. So, chief guest, do you have any questions, comments, or complaints or donations?
Not yet, Guru Maharaj, but I will.
Okay, we're going to squeeze in a quick appendix here before we turn the floor over to Upendra. Okay. What do you see now?
I see a thinking. Oh no. A schedule, time schedule. Your time schedule, I think.
Yeah. So we have the books, we have the library, but now we're suggesting a little bit of a what do you call it? A curriculum. And this is how we kind of approach it. What do we read all day? Any time of the day we want to. What do we read?
Excuse me?
All day, any time of the day, what do we read?
Oh, Krishna, I don't know, Krishna book, maybe.
Krishna book. Okay. Yeah. Boy. See, I love doing PowerPoint shows. I think they come out pretty good too. Okay. Maybe my worst enemies are in ISKCON say, well, pretty good. It's colorful. It's colorful to say the least. Okay, then in the morning we wake up before Mangalar, 4 o'clock in the morning. We read Chaitanya Charitamrita, teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And usually we open up the virtual classroom, we raise it up, and we read for about maybe like 5-10 minutes. And it's amazing how much you can go through and how much you can learn. And of course, we tweet that. We tweet the verse. We can do that now. We tweet the paragraph we're on, make a little comment. And of course, everything you do daily, you get better at it. So we're tweeting, and we're actually becoming more and more convinced that maybe Twitter should be the basis of our whole program. Then 5 a.m., after Mangal Artik, we read Nectar of Devotion, like everybody. 8:30, breakfast, Lilamrita. Well, that's in the wrong order there. Okay. Yeah. While we're having breakfast, we read Lilamrita. 7:30 a.m. Srimad Bhagavatam. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sankirtan. Then we have Light of the Bhagavat, Sticks and Stones. 4:30 p.m. At the end of the day, you come back. Songs. 7 p.m. Nectar of Instruction, Bhagavad Gita. And 9 p.m. Krishna book and hot milk. So we do a lot of this, you know. Then there's also, we're collecting American Bhagavat Curriculum Year, a calendar of study. And that's based upon different festivals. Varaha's Appearance Day, we learn to memorize Das Avatar Stotra. So throughout the year, you can develop different, Shastric studies in terms of the different festivals. So the festivals can be big festivals of Shastric study. You know? Then, of course, we have the Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhaktivedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma diplomas the Prabhupada suggested. So these also make the basis for nice curriculum. And also then specific, very specific studies according to our service. Up in the middle on top is Hanuman delivering the ring, which we take as Isopanishad. So yeah, in terms of your particular service in the Sankirtan movement, learn different things and teach things. And you can teach them academically in terms of different symposia. And of course, the heart of all of this is Sankirtan, book distribution. That's the whole focus we're focusing on. Learn, hear to speak, learn to teach, read to write. Okay. So here's, can you see Srila Prabhupada's picture there?
Not yet.
He's coming. Yeah. His eyes are incredible.
Yes, I see.
Yeah. So it's a very nice picture. Srila Prabhupada, it shows him so many times. The acharyas, you'll see them with a bead bag in one hand, the books on the other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So tell us when you can see the next slide.
Okay.
The wise one.
Yes, I see it.
So here's the books. They're next to Prabhupada. What are the books that are next to Prabhupada? What are there? What's on the left?
Krishna book.
And going from the bottom up, what do we have?
Over the Bhagavad Gita, we have Isopanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and then the first 3 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam.
The third volume is only a part. Yeah.
Yes.
3 volumes to the first canto, 2 volumes of the second canto and the first part of the third canto. For us, it's perfect.
Yes, because we only have
I mean, this is if you really focus on this library and other things, you have sufficient education, wonderful education. Of course, we've added 2 books, and those are, according to the Anjana Sudha Academy. They will show up soon.
Nectar of Instruction.
Yeah, so Light of the Bhagavat we use as a nice tool to go out and meet people. We use all the art and everything else to organize festivals and symposia. So we're suggesting Anandamaya and Karunamaya should do. And then we have Nectar of Instruction, which is the extract and summary of everything. So, and we also mentioned sticks and stones. It's like our last slide.
What are sticks and stones?
Well, the picture is coming. I just sent it to you at 186,000 miles an hour.
Okay. Yes.
Has it come?
Yes. Hanuman slaughtering Rakshasas everywhere.
What is he using?
A tree, a whole tree, a log.
Sticks and stones.
Yes.
Yeah. In English, there's a little children's rhyme that says, when somebody says something bad to you, little children respond to other children by saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me."
Oh my God.
It's like that. I think a girl would say. Okay. Very, ooh. Yeah. Okay. So we have our basic library, which we had kind of on the last slide. Then after that, we've never read a single Ramayana where Hanuman is carrying a club. In all the pictures, he's carrying a club. What he does is he tears things to pieces with his teeth and claws, and he picks up whatever is available. He'll kill a horse, and he uses the horse to smash other people. He'll tear up trees and smash people. Yeah. So beyond that, then our American Bhagavat curriculum, our Bhaktivedanta library. And we just beyond that, we're collecting stuff. Hamlet and Arjuna. Chesterton's what do you call them? Mystery stories. And then of course all of Prabhupada's books, and then after that the Ujjvala Nilamani. What's it called? Vrindavana Mahimamrita. So this all falls under the category of sticks and stones, and maybe we'll be adjusting it. So it's things that should be available for our preaching purposes. Somebody says, we want you to come and make a presentation at a symposium on world classical literature. Can you do something? Well, yes. We have it right there available. So we should all have these things. This PowerPoint shows are a very nice way to store these things, because you can have your notes. They're flexible. They can be adjusted. Some citations are there, and you can also make notes in the thing itself, like that. Up above is another picture of Hanuman. He picked up somebody else's club there. Okay. So that's our presentation for today, the Bhaktivedanta Library. Okay. Any questions or comments? Real quick here.
We have a question on the chat, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, please give us the question from the chat. Chitty chat.
Yeah. It's from Namachintamani Devidasi, who says, if it's possible to pray Krishna for intelligence to study Srila Prabhupada's books.
Yes. Prabhupada actually says, it says, Harinama Eva Kevalo. This is not the age for jnana. This is or dhyana or varnashram. This is the age for kirtan, sankirtan. So if we engage in sankirtan, we're praying to Krishna, and we can pray, we can chant. Give me potency, intelligence to understand your Bhagavad Gita, understand your Bhagavatam. You can pray parampara like that. And then, but then what we're trying to do is understand the mantra, understand the books. That gives us access, but we're trying to come to the point where it just becomes the same thing as chanting. We're chanting and singing the prayers and the verses, and the books are coming alive. Namarupa Charitadi. So anybody else has any questions, comments, complaints? Is Upendra here?
Guru Maharaj, I have a question. I have two,
Okay.
but I'll ask one. Could you explain the analogy of Hanuman giving ring to Mother Sita? I know you mentioned before about conditioned soul, but I'm trying to figure out who is who. So Hanuman is the preacher. Yeah.
Hanumatpresaka. One name for Krishna is Uddhavat. Uddhavat Preshak. Okay. Hanumatpresaka, Uddhavat Preshak. Rama and Krishna. He who sent Uddhava with a message. He who sent Hanuman.
Uddhava Preshak.
Yes, Uddhavat Preshak. And also there's also one name for Rukmini would be Brahmanat Preshak.
Brahmana Preshak. Guru Maharaj, Hanuman, the word Hanumat is the root. That's why we have Hanumat Preshak. But for Uddhava and Brahmana, the root is just ends in A. So just Uddhava Preshak and Brahmana Preshak.
Okay, so Rukmini is Uddhava. But is Uddhava Preshak or Uddhava Preshika?
One who has sent Brahmana. So you're right. Maybe Preshaka with a long A or Preshika probably. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I guess yes. So that's our name. And these names, you can take them as something, a gift, a spiritual master from the Parampara. So anyway, Hanuman goes to deliver the ring. So a long time ago, we figured out, okay, that's the Upadeshamrita. He goes, he hides in the tree. He describes his relationship to Rama and how he was finally sent as a preacher to he has to preach to her without waking up the Rakshashi guards. So we have to preach to people without waking up their material intelligence, which is they've been conditioned with material intelligence, scientific intelligence, Mayavad philosophy to keep them kidnapped. Although at heart, every soul is a manifestation of the Hladini Shakti, is a manifestation of Sita, of Radha. So we're going to them. They've been kidnapped by the evil industries of modern capitalism and other things, and trying to give them the ring. Okay, such a preaching. Sometime we deliver the ring, which is basically it's Rama's signet ring. It shows that he's a member of the dynasty. It symbolizes the dynasty. So Upadeshamrita is a wonderful representation. Many people have commented on this, even professionals, of all of the Bhaktivedanta library. Okay, then he preaches to her to sometimes. So Sita is the conditioned, pure conditioned soul in the heart of everybody. In the heart of everybody is the Bhakti Shakti, and covered in different degrees. And then she then gives him her shikamani, her crest jewel, to take back. So that's a check. She is writing out a full set order. And we take that to the back to the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. Okay. So we're trying to work on this model. It may take several lifetimes before we get it worked out. Maybe in our next lifetime we'll be the Vaisheshika. Next lifetime. Like that. So that's the analogy. Okay?
Guru Maharaj, we have a question.
Okay.
Sorry, Guru Maharaj, I was speaking on mute. Sorry to interrupt, Gandharva Prabhu. So Guru Maharaj, how do we understand Sita, Jiva and Sita analogy? Because is in Jiva marginal potency, but is in Sita internal potency of Krishna.
The Jiva is the essence of the Jiva is such Ananda, is the Ananda Shakti. So the essence of the Jiva is the devotional service to Krishna in ecstasy.
Okay.
It's everywhere is a little bit of this, desire to serve Krishna, and that's the essence of everybody. It's there in everybody, So everybody is a little manifestation of Sita.
Okay. Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.
Nothing of it. It's the least I could do. Gandharva Das.
Yes, we have a question from Lakshmana Garaja, who's asking, I'm not sure about the difference between Smriti and Shruti. Could you explain, please?
I will explain first, and I'll ask our Sanskritists, who all live under the same roof. It's like a covenant. As far as I understand, basically, Shruti is that which is directly heard from the Supreme Lord. So Shruti comes from the mouth of Vishnu, like that. And that's the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Aranyakas, and the Brahmanas, which are all all the same thing. You know? But the sages then, the great rishis and everybody, Brahma, everybody else, they hear this, and then they contemplate it, smaranam, and then they give their realization, their thought, their contemplation, their meditation, which is called smriti. So all the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, all the Puranas are smriti. Okay, is that correct, Srinivasacharya?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Wonderful explained. Shruti, the word literally means Shru Shravane, that which is heard, and you repeat as is. Smriti is recollection with realization and like that. So you transmit the essence and you put your own bhava also into it. Repeated as is versus explained through realization. And yeah.
Is that okay, Lakshman Agraja?
Thank you very much, he says. May I ask something a little bit, please?
You may. Only one question, though.
Okay. And which is the root for both words, for both terms? Sruti comes from which word, and Smriti comes from which word?
Shruti is to hear, Shravanam, Kirtanam, like the same thing as Shruti, that one. And Smriti is more,
what is the sound? What is the
root is, the verb I believe is Shru, Guru Maharaj, Shru is what I remember. And Smriti is more like memory. Memory.
From Smaranam.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is that? What is that? Sma?
Maybe Smr.
Yeah,
I have to look up, but that's what I remember. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds like somebody would be stuck to you. Smr. You can't forget it. Okay, any other questions for the Wizard of Oz?
No more questions.
Tom Brown and Buck White are here ready to answer any questions. And Uncle Gizmo.
Guru Maharaj, there is room for other textbooks from the previous.
Wait a second now. Ripper is calling us.
Excuse me.
Okay, I give a message. Can't talk now. What's up? Well, I know why he's calling us. Although the ladies have all called him, but we're dying. Like that.
Okay.
Wait a second. He disappeared here. Hello? Hello, Gandharva.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well, I want to ask you a question. We have a very nice curriculum. No, we can make a perfect schedule for reading those books, and it maybe could take the whole of our life to reading them. But what about other books from, for example, Jaiva Dharma or books from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati? Are we able to read them too?
You'll find in Prabhupada's books, he says, for example, I'm reading Chaitanya Charitamrita right now, and it's describing Lord Chaitanya's pastimes and his childhood and his youth, his Kaishor. Yeah? And then Prabhupada says this is described in detail in Chaitanya Bhagavat, formerly Chaitanya Mangala, chapters number, verses number. So many times like that, you find direct references where Prabhupada is giving these things. In the introduction to the Bhagavatam, Bhagavata of Lord Chaitanya, he's just these notes, these are in Chaitanya Bhagavat, and the reader will do great benefit by through them. So many cases like that, Prabhupada is directly impelling us. Sometimes he's actually forcefully saying, you must study this, you must study that.
Okay. Other
times he gives perspectives on things, you know. For example, Sanatana Goswami's, what's it, Bhakti Dharma, whatever it is. You see, what it is. Oh. Anyway, it's Hari Bhakti Vilas. It's called Hari Bhakti Vilas. In there, he describes all of our deity worship and everything else. And all the deity worship is taken from that and everything else and so on. You know, I think it's Sanatana Goswami. Maybe it's Gopal Bhakti. Anyway, and so some people then take it, Hari Bhakti Vilas, and they read it directly. You know, but Prabhupada says, Kamidam Parampara, by the teachers who delivered it, that it is unnecessarily ritualistic. So many rituals and everything else that you have to do for worshiping the deity. You know? And Prabhupada says it is unnecessarily ritualistic, but he says, practically speaking, everybody at that time were all smartas, all these ritualistic brahmanas, like the Sadducee and the Pharisee when Jesus was there. So Prabhupada says, therefore, he had to go with the flow of the time. So we have no commentary on Jaiva Dharma, by Prabhupada. And the origin of the Jiva people, who say they're following Narayana Maharaj, say, oh, this proves there's a verse there that shows that we didn't come from Vaikuntha. We came from some other place like this and that. So, but we don't have any commentary by Prabhupada on Jaiva Dharma. But he said he kind of indicated one time, yes, it's a nice book, you should read it. But definitely, there are things in there which were written for a specific time, specific place, specific circumstance. So once we have a good basis in the books, Parampara, then we can start to read the other things with great benefit. Then we can read everything in the world.
Okay.
But, like that. Okay. Maybe we'll stop here. And then, Upendra, do you have something to enlighten us with the 10th canto? I tried to answer your phone calls and stuff, but I was just too exhausted. I couldn't even talk, really. Our health, by the way, is that we are 70% pitta, according to Rupa Nuga, everything else. And so we see with the getting older, everything else, we can do a lot of useful work, but it's like an old machine. You can't put so much pressure on like a younger machine, but it's now so much more sophisticated. Yeah. So we're learning a lot, maybe how much we can do, how lazy we are, how to motivate our donkey, and our diet and everything else. And we're doing okay. Any kind of weakness and stuff we have is superficial. And we're starting to go to learning to have a more strict diet, in terms of our pita diet. Yeah, for Lord Nrsingadev, because he's also pita.